We'll talk about all of the program strategies and all of that, and we'll get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty with some of the logistics. And then I would love to have your feedback at the end. Why you're probably here, and we talked a little bit about the homeschool piece, but really, when we think about public schools, and this is probably why you homeschool in the first place, we know that they're overcrowded. I have some in public school, in the halls and the classrooms and the cafeterias, and they barely have time to do anything. So we send them to private school typically, and that's better, but the smaller class sizes in the moral foundation are great, but still it's a one size fits all. So that doesn't quite fix the problem. And then we try to homeschool, and it often ends up looking like this, where you're just juggling lesson planning and teaching and finding those opportunities for socialization, and it's just a lot to take on. So at Boltzville, we do understand that these are struggles. Try to bridge that gap. So it can be a great resource for families like yours. So we like to kind of just find all of the best parts of these different institutions and smash them all together. We do have 2 hybrid models. Both of them are really intentionally created to reduce the anxiety, bring some of that joy back into learning, and then give students the freedom to just breathe again, or figuring out which one is the best for your family. So like I said, we do have 2 models. We do have a microschool. So that is really the meat and potatoes of who we are. It's like a homeschool on steroids. And we are on site and an on-site learning experience. So it leaves you free to go to work, take care of a little, do anything you need to do during the day. And then we have a homeschool co-op, and I'll talk more about the schedule in a minute, but we have a homeschool co-op where students spend most of their time at home. And then you serve as the guide, providing the support and motivation and accountability. But you, in the homeschool piece, you would receive all of the curriculum, and we'll talk about 2-hour learning and what that looks like in a little bit, but they learn twice as fast in a fraction of the time. And then you can plan activity. You can come on Fridays. So Friday is open for our homeschool co-op kids. And we plan activities and group projects, and maybe experts come in for conversations and talks, games, field trips. I mean, it can be anything. And the fun part about that too is the kids are going to be planning ahead of time, what they want to do, because we want to make sure that we have a good conversation with our students who enroll and see what they're interested in and what they enjoy and the things that really bring them to life. So we want it to be really student focused. Also the secondary students, so that's 7 through 12 students that are in our homeschool co-op are invited to go on any of our global trips with us as well. So the 30,000 foot view, love God. These are our values that determine really how we make the decisions and how we spend our day. We have fun. It might be loud and rowdy. It's not going to be like a normal school. We're not sitting in desks, and things can get pretty messy sometimes. We're going to learn fast. It doesn't take 8, 6, however many hours a day listening to lectures to learn. That's not efficient and it's not effective. We're going to prepare for our future. So most of the jobs that our students will have someday don't even exist yet. So we want to prepare them for that, and because we've got to get ready. We will serve others. It's not about us, really. It's about opening our eyes to things that are going on around in the world. So whether or not it's our best friend having a bad day, the neighbor down the street needing some help, or a community on the other side of the globe, we want to become really aware of those situations and learn how to serve others. So none of those really align with today's traditional school, which is why I'm so excited about it, and neither does our schedule. So as you look at the basic schedule, really, and this is just a very brief layout, remember the homeschool students and the microschool students are going to flip-flop days on campus. So the microschool is Monday through Thursday, and then they spend Friday at home. And then the homeschool kids will Monday through Thursday be at home and then come to school on Friday. We do not take attendance. There's no requirement for them to be there. We encourage them to be there. They're going to want to be there. But if you miss a day, or, that's fine. If you're on vacation, whatever, not a problem. So we're not an attendance kind of school. Also, so the microschool students will spend Thursday. We call it Thrive Thursday. It is the open day. That's the day we're going to spend most of our time doing field trips and those big projects and having experts from the field come in and talk, or maybe we go do some charity work. Who knows? That's going to be open to those activities. For the homeschool co-op, they're going to come in on Friday and do pretty much the same thing. If you are interested in a detailed schedule, you're welcome to go online and check this out. So it is available for you on the website. Please know, though, when we talk about schedules, this school is meant to be spontaneous and really about the students. So if something comes up and they want to dig deep into maybe a science project or something that they're learning, or it could be anything, because of our size, we do have the ability to run with that and enjoy not having to schedules. So there's a lot of flexibility in what we do as well. Okay, so imagine your child waking up excited to learn every day, not dreading another day of busy work. If they're homeschooling, they're already doing that, which is fun. Hopefully with the schedule that you saw, you can see that we're going to enjoy school a lot more than they would in a traditional school. We've worked hard to design experiences that really fuel their curiosities and deepen their faith and build those real world skills. So we're going to look at kind of the main areas that we function in. So first of all, 2-hour learning. 2-hour learning is our model for our curriculum. It is the foundation of what they learn. This means students will focus on core academics efficiently, leaving time for deeper learning and personal growth. They're going to move at their own, basically in their own direction, in their own path, and their own pace. There are also going to be dual credit opportunities as they get older. Those are available also, and they can learn, or they can receive their associate's degree as well before they graduate if they stick around. So we'll talk much more about the 2-hour learning in a little bit. But next is just our relationship with the Lord, and the truth and his words at the heart of everything that we do. So we start the day with daily Bible study for the young ones, since they're not quite reading yet, and then quiet time for the older ones, just to build that strong foundation. This is how we're going to start our day. And then our curriculum is not faith-based, but really, that prayer and just keeping the Lord at the center of our day is important to us. The sense of belonging also is really important. We want them to have fun. The learning should be fun, and the relationships should matter. We're going to provide lots of opportunities for students to form really deep relationships in that supportive community. It could be through games or playtime or collaborative projects or really anything that we think about. And they should be looking forward to hanging out with friends at school and helping each other become better versions of themselves. So we're going to work on that. Unlike the traditional school where most of the day they are spent sitting quietly in a seat, we will talk, we will socialize, we're going to laugh, we're going to play. It's going to be crazy. Hands-on learning, really just, I know that 2-hour learning feels like they're sitting on a computer doing, just computer work, and that's true, but it's quick and it's fast. We only do 20 to 25-minute pieces of work, then they run outside and they go play for a little bit and they come back and they do another 20, 25 minutes, but it only lasts the beginning of the day. The rest of it is all hands-on learning. So we're not just sitting there, we're going to create, explore, and figure out how to solve those real-world problems. They're going to spend so much of their day just diving into their passion projects and developing those life skills. And those are the things that really matter. So it's a very, the beginning of the day is spent really focused on getting that learning down, and they're going to try to meet their goals. And the end of the day is more fun and activity and kind of down to business. But the next piece is just a purpose-driven education. So our students don't just prepare for the future, they're going to start shaping it now. That's really the heart of what we do. They do not have to wait to be great. We want to help them discover their gifts and use them to serve others, not only in those neighboring communities, but abroad. And we're going to explore several different global opportunities and connections around the world. It's my goal to get students out of their bubbles and to see the world with a new perspective. And so these types of experiences have shaped who I am and changed my life. And I hope that students can be fortunate enough to have these kind of experiences as well. And we'll get into a little bit more of that in a little bit also. So we do not have everything all figured out yet. Real life can be messy. Hopefully you can see that this isn't just school. It's a place that they can thrive and grow. We do have really strong data and research to support what has worked in the past and those next steps, especially in the 2-hour learning piece. But you also have to be comfortable that these are, we're going to be trailblazers for a lot of this. Just like you guys, when you started homeschooling, that was probably new, and you figured a lot of it out as you went along, especially with those projects and that extra time in the day. Some people think that we are crazy for doing this and doing something different, but the world is changing, and it's changing really fast, and you guys know that well. The school system is not changing, and so we're really trying to do something different. So. So I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about the curriculum. We send our students to school to learn. So I want to make sure that you have a really good understanding of the science and the research behind this method. Or if you are homeschooling, if you are taking on this curriculum, that you understand where it comes from. Nobody explains this better than Mackenzie. So I'm going to play a clip here. It's about 7 minutes, and she explains what it is, how it works, and the results that they have seen. Her and her team developed the 2-hour learning curriculum at Alpha School in Austin, and now they've started partnering with other schools and similar models, and that's where we come in. So I'm really excited to acquire this. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to play a little bit of this clip, but I think it's going to answer a lot of your questions.
But what if I told you there's a school where students focused on academics for only 2 hours a day, but still easily outperform their peers in traditional school? And what if I told you the school has no teachers and students learn academics through an AI tutor on AI apps that give each student a one-to-one personalized mastery-based academic journey that guarantees success? My name is Mackenzie Price, and I'm the co-founder of 2-Hour Learning, a revolutionary new learning model that is transforming education as we know it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to dive into this concept of 2-hour learning, showing you how it works and the academic results you can expect. We are going to use data from Alpha School, the flagship campus that first implemented 2-hour learning. At Alpha, we commit to parents that their child will learn twice as much in 2 hours per day as they would in 6 hours of traditional school. Before we begin, I want to start with a couple disclaimers. First, some people are looking for a magic software edtech solution. This is not it. We believe that edtech is only 10% of the solution, while 90% is having a motivated student. We don't have academic teachers with 2-hour learning. Instead, we have guides, and they spend their day motivating and supporting students as they become self-driven learners. The other key to motivation in 2-hour learning is that we give students their most valuable resource back, time. They spend only 2 hours in school doing academics, and the rest of the school day is spent developing life skills like leadership, teamwork, public speaking, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and socialization by doing engaging, active workshops. Second, this system doesn't work for everyone. We find it works great for 80 to 90% of kids. Let's jump into the results. These are phenomenal results that often lead to some skepticism, and I will dive deep into the how so you can understand how it works. We are going to start with our standardized test results. MAP is a nationwide standardized test that millions of students take. This is the third-party test we tell parents to use to hold us accountable for K through 8. We use SAT and advanced placement tests for high school. This MAP report is for grades K through 8 for the 2023-24 school year. This shows how we did at each grade level and in each subject. If you look at the spring achievement column, which measures how much a student knows, you can see that most of our classes are in the top 1% for every subject. Amazing results for a school with no academic teachers. Here it is in another format. One of the first questions we often get is, how do you measure 2x learning? We use MAP as our third-party grader. MAP measures how much students learn each year. At Alpha, we will double those scores. Let's take a couple examples. As you can see in this grid, the 50th percentile 5th grader goes up 4 points in math in a year. At Alpha, that student will go up 8 points. Or the 99th percentile 7th grader goes up 7 points. At Alpha, that student will go up 14 points. That grid is for all grades, all percentiles. Here is an individual student. We take these MAP tests 3 times a year to track learning. Let's segment this MAP data to show different cohorts. This first one is by achievement. Our average student was just over 2x learning. Our top 2/3 averaged 2.6 times, and our top 20% averaged almost 4 times faster learning. How do advanced students do at Alpha? This is a chart of students' age grade level versus their knowledge grade level as determined by MAP. We put the student in the highest knowledge grade where they are still in the top 10% in the nation. These results are unbelievable to most parents. All we can say is, your child is capable of so much more than they are doing. They just aren't given the material in traditional school. With an AI tutor, students can move as fast as they are capable of learning. The sky's the limit. What if a student is behind? Our model excels at taking children who are behind and enabling them to catch up. Here are the results from a group of 7 boys who were 2 years behind and needed to catch up. They learned 6 times faster and completed 2 entire grade levels in 6 months. What about low SES students? Alpha has a campus in Brownsville, Texas, which has one of the poorest school districts in the country. Our low SES students there learn 2.1 times faster. Here's the thing about an AI tutor. It doesn't care if a student is white, black, or brown. It doesn't care if a student is rich or poor. It doesn't care if a student is in the 15th percentile or the 85th percentile. It is infinitely patient. We are often asked if kindergartners can really use AI tutors and apps. When we started Alpha, we didn't have a kindergarten class because we thought they were too young to learn via apps. We found out we were wrong, and our youngest learners excel in this environment. These are the MAP scores for our kindergarten class at the end of the year. As you can see, almost all of the students are in the top 1%. Both in how much they know and how fast they are learning. I know we are focused on kindergarten through 8th grade, but I want to spend a little bit of time on high school. These are our students who have been using 2-hour learning the longest. In some cases, they haven't had an academic teacher in 10 years. In high school, MAP is not as relevant. SAT and advanced placement are the standardized tests we use. Our average SAT score is 1470. 90% of our students get 4s or 5s on APs. We had our first graduating class this year, only a dozen, and we discovered that colleges love these self-driven learners. They were accepted at Stanford, Vanderbilt, USC, UCL London, NYU Shanghai, the University of Texas, University of Austin, Howard University, Northeastern, and FIT. Half were National Merit Scholars or Commended Scholars. 5 were AP Scholars with distinction, highest honor. These academic results across K through 12 are amazing. And the next thought is, wow, you must burn these kids out with tons of class time and tons of homework. Well, here are the actual number of hours that Alpha students spend each day on their academics. As you can see, the average is less than 2 hours a day. On the left side, you see that some students are over 2 hours, but not one is over 3. Those students over 2 are either catching up or getting way ahead. This is where the crazy disbelief hits. How can they be learning so much and doing it in so little time? Our experience as parents and the schooling that we went through makes this seem impossible. So that leads to the next part. Why and how does this work? First of all, a disclaimer. This has been a process that we've been working through for the past 10 years since our first school opened in 2014, and we are presenting it as super crisp and clean, but it is a messy process. We tell parents to expect results, not polish. I want to set expectations that 2-hour learning is leading edge, and there are hiccups in the technology, but we deliver the results you have just seen, even when the tech glitches.
All right, so it's really exciting to see these students just flourish and thrive, and spending time at the Alpha school and just watching them work is really a lot of fun. So they don't get burned out. Like I said, they're small chunks of learning time. And so they come back, they just want to crush their goals and do their thing. And they take another break and they come back and they work really hard. And they're used to being on screens probably too much anyway, but we do want to keep that limited and get them on with the rest of their day also. So it's neat to watch the balance and see all of these things come together. By the way, if you want to see the full video, it looks like that. So if you see the one that looks like that on our website, you can see all the science behind it a little bit more too. So, okay. So we're going to jump into the real life skills. This page gets me really excited too about the opportunities. We're going to start with the 21st century skills. The 4 C's: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. Those are the things we really want to give them lots of practice because those are the things that are going to matter when they're in jobs that don't even exist anymore. So these skills are important to every aspect of their future. We're actually going to be assessing them and tracking their growth. We're going to create a portfolio in order to document their progress and their mastery of these so that they can be showcased to colleges and employers and and others. So these are often more important than grades to colleges and again, those employers. So we want to make sure that they can share their expertise. So we will also be learning a lot of basic skills, and this list is kind of fun, and it might be small depending on your screen, but grit, emotional intelligence, simple cooking skills, how to start a business, basic sewing, time management, basic first aid, medical care, cleaning, minor home repair, decision making, the art of questioning, conducting and acing an interview, financial literacy, that's a huge one, money management, nutrition, eating healthy, how to shop for your groceries, how to say no. And this isn't just like, just say no to drugs or peer pressure, but while that's important, no, I can't take that on right now. In fact, schools don't teach this skill at all, but they actively punish kids for standing up for their own mental health and refusing to take on more than they can handle. So that's important. Self-care and stress management. We know stress and anxiety in this generation is really tough too. So, this is just like a brainstorm list. This is going to expand. Every week's going to look different. We do have dual credit for our older students who are ready for that. Really in age, there's no, this is mastery-based learning, so we don't have grade levels. As soon as they master a certain level, they move on to the next. So it doesn't matter what grade they're in or how old they are. When they're ready for AP courses or dual credit courses, they can start. When they're ready to start working on their associate's degree, they can go for it. So there's no age restrictions or anything like that. And then those industry certifications are important as well. So whatever they're passionate about, whatever they're learning and they're going to do research on, we're going to find those industry certifications that can help them build their experience and their resume so that they're prepared for the jobs of the future. So whether that's in technology and coding or making floral arrangements or marketing or real estate, we're going to get them ready now. And they're going to have something to show for it also. So this is kind of the second half of the day. Do y'all have any questions about some of these and how this is going to look? All right, so this part is exciting. I'm just thrilled about this school, but one of the most powerful things we can do at Bold is to prepare them not just for success, but for significance and for a life that's going to really make that eternal impact. Education isn't just about getting smarter or setting them up for wealth, while that's really nice in the future, and we hope to do that as well. It's about equipping them to live out their purpose and change the world. So what better way to do that than step outside of the classroom and get into hands-on and life-changing experiences? So if you imagine your teenager, when they're teenagers, traveling to another country, building friendships and with people from diverse cultures and using their God-given talents to serve others. So that's exactly what we offer through the international partnerships that we have in immersive travel experiences. So that does start in 7th grade. Below 7th grade, or what would typically be your 7th grade ages, we stay a little more local, but we do get out and have these experiences as well with the Underwoods. This also isn't just about global education, it's about something bigger. So the Great Commission is important to us, the command that Jesus gave Matthew. And we don't just teach students, we equip them to go and do. They go into the world, they make an impact, they spread the love of Christ through his actions and leadership and service. So why does this matter? Because when they step outside of their comfort zone, and they're going to grow in ways that they've never even imagined. So seeing this firsthand, whether they use their gifts, whether in business or ministry or technology or the arts, everything they do can be used to build the kingdom. Our students are going to be living out their faith in action, which is really exciting. So that's it for like the big school strategies. Do y'all have any questions about any of that? So I know this is a significant investment. It's kind of the elephant in the room. We do take that responsibility very, very seriously. Our intuition includes everything. You'll see maybe in some other places that's a little bit nickel and dimed here and there, but everything your child needs to succeed, the data-driven, research-based curriculum, an environment where it's fun and safe and productive and innovative, And then really most importantly, having a really great team of people to create an amazing and loving sense of belonging and motivation so that they can be the best that they can be. We know this is a big investment in their future, but what would it mean to see your child confident and capable and ready to take on the world and ready to do their next part? So that's the value that we hope to bring and provide. Any questions about tuition? And I will say too, there's a summer session, which we don't talk about very much. But if you're interested in just getting a taste of what we do and what we offer, it's going to be June to August. And then if you feel like that's a great fit, then you can go ahead and enroll in the fall. Otherwise, you can look at other solutions as well. So that is kind of a little piece to get a little taste test. So.
And just to make sure I'm understanding it right, the homeschool co-op option.
Yes.
We still, if we chose that direction, we would still have access to the software, the learning, and everything else. And then
that is why it's the price that it is. Yes, because you do still get everything with the 2-hour learning that all of our other students are going to have as well. It's just that you will be the guide. So instead of dealing with guides at the school, you're going to be the guide. You're going to be the motivation and accountability and the tracking. So, but they still get everything else through that system. Yeah, every full package. The only thing in addition to that, they can come on Fridays if they choose and be a part of all those experiences as well. Yeah, it's not. That's the big kicker. That 2-hour learning is amazing, and I guess you get paid for it. So, so our facility, our location, I want to be very transparent about this. It is yet to be determined. So we do have an offer or an LOI on a property. It seems to be on hold by the owner. It's located close to 114 between Whitechapel and Dove Road. We'd like to stay close to this location. If we have to secure a plan B, we're looking in this area just so you are aware of kind of the drive and making a plan for that. So also, if anyone knows of any ideal properties, if you want to let us know. We are looking for a plan B. Prayers and expertise and resources in this area are, definitely welcome. So, so what's next? So if you were ready to take the next step, love to invite you to schedule just a one-on-one consultation so we can really talk about if this is a great fit for you and your family. Enrollment is open. Spots, they're going to be limited. So we are looking at only a capacity of about 20 students. I encourage you to do this sooner rather than later, just so that you can make sure that you make those decisions before the crunch time comes, because I know that all of the schools are kind of in a similar situation. So, but I do want to help you make the best decision for your family. So please always feel free to reach out if you have any questions, if anything comes up while you're thinking about it. We would be honored to be a part of this journey, and we hope to welcome you to the Bold family. If you do want to, that little QR code is actually a feedback. So, no matter what, I would love for you to provide some feedback, just kind of what you think or any questions that you have, or if you did want to set up a one-on-one consultation, that QR code will help us schedule that as well. So, questions, time for questions. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.